afternoon. A very warm welcome to all of you. I'm Meha Bharadwaj-Alter and this is Game On. This is where you get all the latest from the world of sports. We've got to begin with the fourth test that we're all waiting for in the Gavaskar Trophy to be played in Melbourne on 26th of December. Now, the Indian team has expressed dissatisfaction with the practice pitches ahead of the fourth test against Australia, blaming their variable bounce for the hit that Rohit Sharma took on his knee. But the MCG curator, Matt Page, he has defended the tracks by saying that standard protocol has been followed. Now, Rohit developed a swelling on his left knee as he tried to play a throwdown from support staff member Dayanand Garani and didn't take further part in the nets on Sunday. The side opted not to practice on Monday. It was learnt the skipper needed icing at night, and the player and the team think tank, they held the uneven bounce in the used pitch responsible for the injury scare. The Indian team had sent its training schedule 2 months ago, but the MCG curator stuck to his standard operating procedure of giving a new practice track only 3 days prior to the test match, which begins on 26th of December. In this case, the iconic MCG, according to the reports, won't have the bounce of Perth or the seam movement of Gabba, but it will still be pace-friendly with 6 millimeters of grass covering. MCG curator Matt Page says it'll be a seam-friendly pitch with little assistance for spinner. He said, and I quote, spinners, how it doesn't really break up and spin here. If you look at our long format games over the last 4 or 5 years, they've been more seam-friendly than spin-friendly, so I don't see that changing here. 7 years ago, we were quite flat. We went to create an exciting contest then and exciting test matches. So we will leave more grass that brings the bowlers into equation. But it is still good for batting once the new ball goes off. We keep 6 mm grass and we would monitor that as we get in. Now, further elaborating about the pitch, Page went on to add, it gives bowlers a chance to come into the game, but also batters if they play well. All quick bowlers get excited when they come here now, although it is not as quick as Perth and Brisbane, but we have managed to get some pace on it. Every wicket in Australia is different, and we have also got our unique character. So this is MCG pitch curator Matt Page, who says that there is going to be seam and bounce on that pitch, and it'll not be as flat as it has been in the past. Now, there's some bad news coming in for the Indians. Mohammed Shami, he will not be fit for the 4th and the 5th test of the Gavaskar Trophy. The BCCI medical team at the Centre of Excellence, they'd been working closely with the Indian fast bowler on his recovery and rehabilitation after his right heel surgery. Now, Shami is completely recovered from this heel problem, but there's another problem that has hit him. Shami had bowled 43 overs in the Ranji Trophy match for Bengal against Madhya Pradesh in November. He played in all 9 games of the Syed Mushtaq Ali Trophy, where he also engaged in additional bowling sessions on the sidelines to build his bowling volume in order to get ready for the test matches. That seems to have worked against him because his left knee has exhibited minor swelling due to that increased joint loading from his bowling workload. The swelling is on the expected lines though, owing to the increased bowling after a prolonged period. This is all in the mail that has been sent by the BCCI. So this is BCCI's official statement where they say that this is because of the increased bowling, but it is along expected lines. Now, based on the current medical assessment, the BCCI says that the medical team has determined that his knee requires more time for controlled exposure to bowling loads. Consequently, he's not been deemed fit for consideration for the remaining 2 test matches of the Gavaskar Trophy. Shami will continue to undergo targeted strength and conditioning work under the guidance of the medical staff at BCCI Centre of Excellence and build his bowling loads needed to meet the demands of the longest format of the game. His participation in the Vijay Hazare Trophy will also depend on the progress of his knee. India will play their Champions Trophy matches in the UAE next year after host Pakistan selected the Gulf country as the neutral venue for their rivals. This is what has been said by the Pakistan Cricket Board. Due to soured political relations, India have not visited Pakistan since 2008, and the BCCI has decided not to send its team to Pakistan for the Champions Trophy. This after they've said that this is according to the government's advice. Now, the two countries play each other only at multi-team tournaments, with Pakistan visiting India for the 50 overs World Cup last year. This is what has been said by the Pakistan Cricket Board. They said the Pakistan Cricket Board has chosen the UAE as the neutral venue. Amir Mir, who is the PCB spokesperson, he said this via an email. The 8-team Champions Trophy will be held in February and March next year. The International Cricket Council said last week that matches between India and Pakistan and tournaments that it organized in either nations would be played at neutral venues. The arrangement applies to the Men's Champions Trophy in Pakistan and the Women's One-Day International World Cup in India next year. It will also be in place for the Men's T20 World Cup in 2026, which India will co-host with Sri Lanka, and the Women's T20 World Cup in 2028 in Pakistan. Manchester United boss Ruben Amorim took responsibility for his team's undoing in a depressing 3-0 loss to Bournemouth on Sunday. That saw thousands of frustrated fans head to the exits at Old Trafford well before the final whistle. Dean Huijsen, Justin Kluivert and Antoine Semenyo. They scored to keep United 13th in the table, the first time they've been in the bottom half at Christmas in Premier League history. Conceding from set pieces, that has become a theme of United's woeful season, and the issue reared its head again on Sunday when Huijsen headed home from a corner kick in the 29th minute. It was the 17th goal that United have conceded from set pieces in the Premier League in 2024. That's the most by them in a single calendar year in the league's 32-year history. United had 23 shots to Bournemouth's 10, but simply could not finish, with captain Bruno Fernandes firing a flurry of shots just wide off the net late in the first half alone. Bournemouth's fourth league victory in 5 matches moves them to 28 points after 17 games. Bournemouth supporters gleefully sang "Man United, it's happened again" in the dying minutes in reference to the Cherries' victory by the same score at Old Trafford last season.
No, it's my responsibility to coach them. Of course, we want to improve, and in this moment, everything is so harder. I don't want in this a club like Manchester United to lose 3-0 at home. It's really tough for everybody, and of course the fans are really disappointed and tired of this moment. You can feel it in the stadium, even in the first play, and I understand that.
Yes, obviously we have to enjoy it. It doesn't happen a lot, no, that you come to this kind of a stadium and you win 3-0. I think the game was more level than it looked with the 3-0. I think especially Kepa's performance has helped us, no, to win like this. It's true that I think we finished very well the game, very strong, pushing them and making their play difficult.
Kylian Mbappe added to his strong scoring streak with a superb strike in Real Madrid's 4-2 win over Sevilla and La Liga to finish the year on a positive note after hitting what he called rock bottom in early December. Mbappe sent a right-footed shot into the upper corner 10 minutes into the match for his 4th goal in as many games with Madrid in all competitions. It was his 6th goal in his last 8 matches with the team. Federico Valverde, Rodrigo and Brahim Diaz also scored in this comfortable home victory that allowed Madrid to finish the year 1 point behind Spanish league leader Atletico Madrid. Valverde scored in the 20th, Rodrigo in the 34th minute before Sevilla got on the board with Isaac Romero in the 35th. Diaz extended Madrid's lead in the 53rd, and Dodi Luque-Bacchio, he got the visitors another goal in the 85th at the Santiago Bernabeu Stadium. Real Madrid next face Valencia on January 3rd in a match postponed because of the deadly floods that hit Valencia in October. Sevilla, sitting in the 14th place, have won 2 of its last 2 games in all competitions. It was the last game for Sevilla and Spain great Jesus Navas, who is officially retiring at the end of the year. The defender was honoured by Sevilla and Madrid players and fans at the Santiago Bernabeu. Players from both teams made a guard of honour for Navas before the match, lining up as he entered the field. And Madrid's veteran midfielder, Luka Modric, he handed him a jersey of the club signed by players. Fans gave Navas a standing ovation during the ceremony. Substitute Navas came on midway through the second half. The setback drew more protests from Valencia fans who'd been unhappy with the administration of team owner Peter Lim. Now, Kylian Mbappe hit rock bottom with a penalty miss at Atletico Bilbao earlier this month as he struggled to adapt to his new surroundings at Real Madrid. But the French forward said he used that disappointment to fuel his recent return to form. Mbappe left Paris Saint-Germain in the close season as the French club's all-time top scorer, but his move to Real has been plagued by teething problems, while a hamstring injury and a thigh issue have also hampered his settling in time. Now, since missing his second penalty in a week in a 2-1 loss at Bilbao, Mbappe scored 4 goals in all competitions, including the opener in Sunday's 4-2 La Liga win over Sevilla, like we just showed you. But this is what he said. He said, "I took a lot of positives from that Bilbao game. I had hit rock bottom." This is what he told Real Madrid TV. He said, "I missed a penalty and I realized at that moment that I have to give my all for this shirt and play with personality." Mbappe now has 10 goals in 16 league appearances, helping Real end the calendar year second in the table, just a point behind Atletico Madrid. He also added that, "I can score a lot more. I know I have a lot more to give. The last few games I've played better." And he said, "I think we now know each other better. I've joined the team and that changed a lot of things. The settling in period is over, as the coach says. I feel very comfortable in the team and I play better with the others on the pitch." Real next travel to face Valencia in La Liga on 3rd of Jan. Atletico Madrid coach Diego Simeone, he ran down the touchline in joy, while Barcelona players sunk to the turf in dismay as super sub Alexander Sørloth struck again deep in stoppage time to hand Atletico a 2-1 comeback win at Barcelona. The result in Madrid last night ensured Atletico will spend La Liga's short winter break on top of the table. Atletico's 12th straight win in all competitions lifted it 3 points above Barcelona. Barcelona have only 2 wins in their last 9 games, but could find itself third on Sunday if Real Madrid beats Sevilla. Simeone, coaching Atletico since 2011, celebrated winning at Barcelona for the first time. Pedri started and ended the move, playing a 1-2 with Gavi and firing an angled shot into the bottom right corner. Rafinha almost doubled Barcelona's lead in a stunning fashion in the 57th minute when he lobbed the goalkeeper, but the ball came off the crossbar. Robert Lewandowski then got to the rebound but sent it out into the head of Axel Witsel, who needed treatment. Barcelona were made to rue their missed opportunities when Atletico leveled just 3 minutes later, partly thanks to a defensive blunder. Barcelona midfielder Marc Casado, he tried to clear Julian Alvarez's cross but passed it straight to Rodrigo de Paul, who fired into the bottom corner. And Casado put his hands to his head, dropped to his knees in dismay. Worse was to come for Barcelona, as in the 6th minute of stoppage time, Molina made a fantastic run to latch on to a through ball and cross in for Sørloth to fire into the back of the net. It was Sørloth's 8th goal of the season, 5 of them after he came off the bench. Atletico with 41 points are 3 ahead of Barcelona, who have gone 3 league games without a win.
We played against a team. They use their chances. It's like that. Okay. I think so. We played a brilliant match. It was really unbelievable how we played, especially the first half, but also the second half. We created a lot of chances. This is the style I want to see my team. Okay. And I also can say I'm very proud. I'm very disappointed also about the result at the end, but at the end it shows also how that Atletico is an experienced team, and they're just waiting for this, and for them it's enough. For them it's enough. But I think our style, how we want to play, it was really great, fantastic.
Ukraine's Alexander Yusk, who retained his WBA, WBO and WBC world heavyweight titles by unanimous decision against Britain's Tyson Fury to remain undefeated after an enthralling clash in an electric atmosphere at the Kingdom Arena over the weekend. Giving up advantages in height, weight and reach to his much bigger opponent, Yusk fought superbly throughout to win 116 to 112 on all three judges' scorecards as he again defeated Fury after his success in May made him the undisputed champion. The 36-year-old was much improved from that first encounter where he wilted in the 9th round but could still not solve the puzzle posed by the 37-year-old Yusk, whose superb movement saw him force the Briton onto the back foot for much of the bout. Tipping the scales at a career-high 281 pounds, 55 pounds heavier than Yusk, Fury started at a high tempo and tried to control the center of the ring using his jab, but the Ukrainian matched him and tried back his opponent up by ducking inside and unleashing combinations. But the 4th round, Yusk had started to find the range for his left hand, but Fury adjusted and went hard to the body in the 5th as the fight ebbed and flowed. Fury appeared to be stung late in the 6th with a right hand to the body, followed by a sharp left that struck him on the forehead. And by the 7th, he slowed, moving to southpaw late in the round as he struggled with fatigue. Fury's reliance on hard shots in 1s and 2s to the body did little to stop Yusk from marching forward, usually finishing his flurries with his fearsome left hand. A good start to the 10th by Fury did not last, and Yusk was soon back controlling the angles, finishing the frame at a furious pace and coasting through the final 2 rounds to take a convincing victory. Now, Tyson Fury feels the judges were mistaken in handing Alexander Yusk a unanimous decision.
I was quite confident. I thought I won that fight again. I think I've got Larry Holmes here. I thought I've won both fights. But then again, I've gone home with 2 losses on my record now, so there's not much I can do about it. I can just fight my heart out and do the best I can. But again, I'll always believe until the day I die, I won that fight. A lot of people did as well. Same score. Frank had me 3 or 4 rounds up. A lot of people had me at least 2. I just don't know. Listen, it is what it is. I'm not going to cry over spilled milk. It's happened now. I know boxing, been in it all my life. You can't change no decisions. But I'll just always feel a little bit hard done by. Not a little bit, actually a lot. But I think when you don't get the knockout, this is what happens. You can't guarantee a win.
I think it's very tough my opponent. Tyson Fury make me strong. Tyson Fury continue not like motivated for me, but Tyson is a great opponent. It's a big man. It's a tough boxer. It's a good man. Tyson a lot of talk, yeah. It just show. I am very respect Tyson Fury. 24 rounds. Listen, now. Is already history.
Well, with that, it's time for to wrap things up. One of the things that everybody has been talking about is the fact that, or the question really, is that should Tyson Fury now leave the stage? Is this fight now dimming his aura? With that, we wrap this up. Goodbye. Thanks for watching.